Thank you for turning to page 121. Today I'm going to continue some of the player character careers you can follow in Traveler. And this is going to come from the Traveler Companion Update 2024 update, which became available a few months ago through Mongoose. If you buy the Traveler Companion, you automatically get the update for free, which is a pretty nice deal for Mongoose. It's still available. I'll attach some links below as to where you can get it. You get it through drive-thru or through Mongoose's website. But today we're going to take a look at one of the character careers out of this book. It's the truther. What the heck is a truther? Well, it's somebody who feels they know a truth about something and who gains followers. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what a truther is, what they do, how they beat to play as a player or use as an NPC. Today on page 121. Also, just a quick reminder, subscribers, please, let's keep the channel growing. It's growing nicely. I thank everybody who has subscribed. If you know anybody who's been on the fence, kick them over. We talk about games here a lot. Also, Patreon, please take a look. Trying to finance some stuff for the channel through Patreon. So any help you can give me there would be great. I have several videos on Patreon. If you even join for a month, you could see the videos that are on there. So enough of the commercial. Back to the important stuff. Truther, a career for Traveler, out of the Traveler Companion 2024 update, today on page 121. So the truther in Traveler. Why would you want to play somebody like that? Well, there's a couple of different reasons. We're going to go, it's on page 31. All right, here we are, the truther. First, we're going to take a look at additional careers, and specifically we'll look at the truther end of it right now. The believer will be coming out in a little while. So the truther. A truther is someone who seeks or knows or claims to know the truth about some fringe subject. In the Third Imperium, the most universal truthers are those who seek knowledge of the ancients or say they know secrets about them. There are some other kinds of truther, however, from fringe scientists working on far-out psionic phenomena to paranormal investigations or conspiracy theorists. So just like now, there are still people out there that know the air quote truth, unair quote, and on a topic, and they go ahead and they decide that they're going to expound on it. Social media is full of people like that. Where they think they know something on a topic, so they go ahead and they build a following. And sometimes this ends up being a very lucrative situation. Other times it's just something that people do to gain attention, notoriety, because they truly believe it. There are a lot of different reasons. And a truther can be anything from the ancients are still around today, manipulating all of us, all the way down to cats are actually our overlords, and they only allow us to do what they allow us to do. And anyone who knows or who lives with a cat knows I speak the truth on that one. I can say that because my cats are asleep right now. But anyway, a truther is someone who feels that they know something or makes other people believe they know something that may or may not be true, but they can get followers to go along with their ideas. Truthers are defined by the truth they seek or the knowledge they have. Their actual background and occupation may be quite mundane, or they may support themselves by various means, anything from odd jobs to crime to embezzlement. Sometimes they undertake investigations and spread the truth. Some truthers gain the patronage of an organization or group of followers, whilst others are a lonely voice in the wilderness. Truthers do not have a conventional ranking system, but instead have an additional characteristic called following, FOL. This starts at 0 and can be increased by events during their career or later. In play, FOL indicates how many people believe the truther's message, although this in no way influences whether or not any of it is actually true. The interaction die modifier shown on the follower table is used whenever the truther appeals to media, crowds, or officials. It applies as a positive die modifier to persuade checks when delivering the message to the masses or meeting fellow truthers, and a negative modifier when dealing with straight-laced officials. Thus, the interaction die modifier would be used positively to persuade followers to follow the truther into a restricted area to protest endangerment of a local creature's habitat, and as a negative die modifier to the reaction of the officials when he turns up the gate of the facility demanding entry. In short, the more credible the truther is with fellow believers, the less authorities will like him. So I kind of like that. I thought that was a neat little twist where you get a positive and negative die modifier off the exact same stat. And it's very spot on, I thought. Very, very well done. So now we're going to take a look at the truther himself. There he is, the truther. And again, this is a career path that you can take, although I think in a lot of ways that this might be better as an NPC for an adventure. Qualification is none. Anyone of any background can be a truther. Mustering out benefit. Minor following. The truther has gained a small but avid audience who devour his vidcasts and loudly repeat his assertions. A minor following provides one contact. In addition, it adds D3 to the follower's FOL stat. For a major following, the truther has established a following who lap up whatever nonsense he spouts, no matter how outrageous. A major following provides an ally and adds 1 die plus 1 to the follower's FOL. And then patronage. The truther has won the patronage of a body or individual. This comes with a 10,000 credit per year stipend, although the patron may want the truther to make the occasional appearance, or a vid presentation. Patronage also grants access to the patron's social circle, which might view the truther as an amusing oddity or become followers themselves. So interesting thing here, there's a couple of things about the truther if you were going to be one. First off, I see no reason that I would restrict this probably to a non-player character. I see no reason why someone couldn't be actively in a profession or having finished a profession and also be a truther. So if I was in the scout service and I finished my scout service after 4 terms and I come out and I start setting up a podcast, what we call podcast, vidcast in here, about all the strange things I saw when I was out there on the fringe as a scout, I don't see why I couldn't get a following after that. I don't see why I couldn't have a following if I am an active scientist working somewhere where I also am truthing about something that is in my field. And so I could have an active following while I'm being a truther, or I could have an active career while I'm being a truther. I thought that was kind of interesting, but like I said, I would probably restrict that to a non-player character. But a fringe scientist who's still, actively working at some academic institution, but who's also espousing all these odd theories, could be a truther who's still an active professor. So just interesting thought. Also, when we get to the mustering out benefits, I want to make a mention there. For your survival, it's your follower modifying a 4-up roll. So it's pretty easy to survive in this career. And there is no advancement unless you go to the mustering out benefits, which go from 1,000 all the way up to 100,000. So pretty decent cash to be made as a truther. Your benefits are intelligence plus 1, minor following, patronage, social plus 1, major following, TAS membership, or 3 ship shares. So that's pretty good. You get the minor following, the patronage, and the major following, as well as the possibility of a TAS membership. That's pretty powerful. Interestingly, it doesn't say you can only have one of the mustering out benefits of minor following, major following, or patronage if you can have it more than once. It doesn't say. I might allow somebody who went ahead and rolled, say, a major following and then a patronage. Why not? He gains benefits to his FOL stat, so that would be important. And I would allow them to stack. So even somebody who rolled 2 minor followings, it could simply be that he has 2 different groups that follow him on 2 different continents on the planet or 2 separate planets. Just an interesting idea. And then truthers with a following of 10 up add plus 1 to their benefit rolls. So 3 ship shares is nothing to sneeze at. Now we go to skills and training. We start out with our service skills, of course, which are investigate, art, writing, language, any, electronics, computers, diplomat, and persuade, all at skill level 0. We can roll on that table as well as we progress in ranks. For personal development, plus 1 intelligence, plus 1 education, plus 1 following, admin, carouse, and persuade, all very important to this career path. Your specialist skills, which you don't need anything to qualify for, you can simply roll on this table, are profession, any, science, any, or medic, science, any, investigate, science, any, or science, any. So there's your fringe science that you've worked on. So again, if this person is a sitting professor at a university in his 5 terms as a scientist, I don't see why they couldn't also be a truther. And like I say, I would probably limit that to non-player characters, but it would really depend on the fervor of a player of mine that wanted to play one of these. So now we go to the following. Following of 0 through 3 is a harmless crank with no interaction die modifier. 4 to a 6 is typical minor truther with +1 to the die modifier. A 7 to 9 is a notable figure, 2 to the die modifier. 10 to 12 is highly influential truther, 3 to the die modifier, and 13 up, legend or public menace, depending on your viewpoint, with a 4 to the die modifier. So that gets kind of interesting too. Interesting thing that I was thinking about when I was taking a look at this, when I was researching this, is put me to mind the old, very terrible episode of the Star Trek, the original series, The Way to Eden, the one where the space hippies are following their teacher to this planet that's going to be a Garden of Eden and a utopia for them to live in. I won't give it the ending of the episode. It's an absolutely awful episode. That's kind of worth it to hear Leonard Nimoy sing, but I don't know. That's the truth of the thing that came to mind in this one. So now we got the mishaps for your career. You are injured in a misadventure or attacked by a deranged objector to your work. You must roll an injury table and leave this career. Someone affected by the truth you seek or reveal bears a grudge and swears to kill you. Gain an enemy on a 2. On a 3, you are discredited rightly or wrongly. Lose Soch -2 and follower D3, but you are not ejected from this career. On a 4, you discover that at least some of your work is based on erroneous thinking. Lose 1 skill level from any science skill, but you do not have to leave this career. That's a big hit. On a 5, your truth is misused or misrepresented, and you get the blame. Lose all benefit rolls gained thus far in this career, but you do not have to leave the career. And 6, your truthing alienates former colleagues and contacts who are determined to bring you down. Gain D3 rivals. So, pretty significant there, but then it's supposed to be. Now the event table on 2 die 6. On a 2, disaster. Roll on the mishap table, but you're not ejected from the career. 3, a corporate or government body wants to use your knowledge in a way that you find questionable. If you agree, roll an extra benefit or gain an extra benefit roll and 1 level on any science skill, but also D3 enemies. 4, you are called upon as a consultant for a secret research project. Gain 1 contact and +1 die modifier roll on 1 benefit. On a 5, understanding some new revelation requires a crash course in a field you lack knowledge of. Gain 1 level in any electronics or science skill you previously did not already possess. I like that one. 6, your search for truth takes you into the frontiers. Gain 1 level of survival or recon. 7, life event. Roll on the life events table. 8, you make a series of high-profile appearances or on entertainment/topical news shows. Gain 1 level of carouse or persuade and gain following +1. 9, a golden opportunity lands in your lap, but taking advantage of it will harm someone else's career. If you decide to go ahead, you will gain follower D3 or gain Soch +1 or 2 levels in any of the following skills: science, medic, or electronics. This also gains you D3 enemies. Deciding not to take the advantage gains you an ally. I like that one a lot. There's a lot of role-playing. It's just wrapped up in number 9. 10, you come into contact with a mysterious group who are interested in your truth. Interactions with them are vague and secretive. Gain 1 level of streetwise, recon, or carousing, and D3 contacts. 11, a very public disagreement with another truther or a disbeliever goes in your favor, and you become something of a celebrity. Gain Soch +1, but also a rival. And 12, your previously obscure work becomes a lot more mainstream after new scientific or academic breakthrough. Gain following plus D3. So pretty good opportunities there as you are going through your time as a truther. And I like the truther. I was intrigued when I read this. As I said, this is not, to me, something that I, as a player, would jump on. Oh boy, I'm going to be a truther. But as a non-player character, wow, would this drive some stories. So that was kind of where my head was when I was taking a look at this. And it's even truer on the follow-up to this one, which is the Believer. So we're going to take a look at the Believer in probably the next segment of this video. Or next segment of this series. So that's all I've got today about the truther. Find a truth and make it your own. Truth is what you believe, and it will set you free. And as I said, the monkey's saying, I'm a believer, so I guess, well, that might be more for the believers than the truthers. I don't know. Truthers don't necessarily have to believe what they're espousing. So there you have it. That's it for today on page 121. I want to thank you for watching. If you liked what you heard and saw, please like and subscribe. Leave some comments, and I'll see you next time.